What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am here to do my New Japan Pro Wrestling's Power Struggle 2020 predictions. Now, Power Struggle happens next Saturday morning live on NewJapanWorld.com from the Osaka Professional Gym in Osaka, Japan. Now, this card for this year's Power Struggle is stacked, folks, from top to bottom. We have 6 fantastic matches, 4 big titles on the line, 2 briefcase defenses, and the KOPW trophy will also be defended. So I'm extremely excited to do my Power Struggle predictions for you guys this year, and I hope you guys do enjoy. Now, our record coming into Power Struggle this year after our last New Japan Pro Wrestling event, which was Summer Struggle in Jingu Stadium, we went 2-4. So our overall record coming in is 435, 95, and 3. So we're coming off our worst record in New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-view predictions on the channel this year, and I'm looking to turn it around right here and now. So hopefully in this video we will get back on the winning track. We're on a 1 pay-per-view losing streak. Hopefully in this video we will end that losing streak. Hopefully. Now, this is the first video in a combined 2 video day on the channel today, guys, and these are the final 2 videos in the month of October. So hope you guys are able to watch this video and all the big videos I put up on the channel in the month of October. And as always, show your support on the channel as always, guys, by watching these videos, super kicking those like buttons, hitting that notification bell, and commenting your picks and your opinions in the comment sections down below. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel today, guys, as a first-time viewer, this is your first video, boy, big to go in if you're a huge fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling like myself, and you're ready for this year's Power Struggle from Osaka, Japan. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I'm JT Dangerously. Welcome to the club, because this club is... 2. Whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these predictions. Let's start off with the first matchup. It is for the KOPW trophy. Starting off with the challenger. He is representing Suzuki-gun, Ichiban, and he is one half of the reigning IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions with his partner Lord Taichi. He is a former multiple-time Rev Pro British Heavyweight Champion, and in my opinion, he is the greatest technical wrestler in professional wrestling right now. And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Submission Master Zack Sabre Jr. And ZSJ is challenging the reigning and defending and the very first KOPW champion. He is representing Chaos. He is talented producer and YouTuber. And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is the Sublime Master Thief, Toru Yano. Now, this is the third one-on-one meeting between Zack Sabre Jr. and Yano Toru. Zack Sabre Jr. has won the previous 2 meetings against Yano back in the G1 Climax 28 tournament in 2018 and in this past year's G1 Climax 30 tournament. So Yano's looking to defeat Zack Sabre Jr. for the first time in his career. Now, starting off with Zack Sabre Jr. first, I don't know why he's in this matchup, to be honest, because honestly, Zack Sabre Jr. doesn't really give a shit about this KOPW trophy. I mean, it's a small trophy. It's almost the size of a mic. And knowing Zack Sabre Jr., if he does win this KOPW trophy, he may just throw it in the trash can and end this experiment of the KOPW trophy and concept in 2020 for New Japan Pro Wrestling. But whoever booked this, and I think it's Gato, I don't know. This doesn't really make sense to me, but it is what it is. I'm not going to doubt Gato's booking at all. The other side, you have Yano looking to defend his KOPW trophy for the first time since winning the KOPW trophy at Summer Struggle in Jingu Stadium in that Fatal 4-Way, and he pinned Kazuchika Okada to win it. And you talk about a year Yano is having. I mean, he beat Okada for the KOPW trophy, and then he went into the G1 Climax and defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi. So get this, folks. Yano has beaten Okada and Tanahashi all in this year alone. So 2020 is indeed getting wild when it comes to professional wrestling, when Toru Yanu's got victories over Okada and Tanahashi and Sanada. But he's looking to defend this trophy, and hopefully the stipulation he picks will work in his favor. And if I was picking a stipulation for Yano, I would pick no submissions, because if you take the submission game away from Zack Sabre Jr., you have a very good chance of winning. So coming from me in this matchup for the KOPW trophy, hopefully Yano sees this and knows what I'm saying. Take the stipulation with Zack Sabre Jr. cannot use any submissions and you'll win, Yano. So coming from me, I may get this one wrong, but I am going to go with the Sublime Master Thief Toru Yano to retain the KOPW trophy by any means and defeat the Submission Master Zack Sabre Jr. And now the next matchup, and this one I'm personally excited for because it is for the Never Openweight Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is representing Los Ingobernables de Japón, and he is the former Never Openweight Champion looking to regain the gold here. And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is the Dragon, Shingo Takagi, and Shingo Takagi is challenging the 30th reigning and defending two-time Never Openweight Champion. He is the leader of Suzuki Gun, Ichiban. He is the king, the torture master, the sadist. He is Minoru Suzuki. Now this is the third one-on-one meeting between Shingo Takagi and Minoru Suzuki. The series is tied 1-1. So whoever wins this will break the tie and be the Never Openweight Champion. Now Shingo Takagi's last victory over Minoru Suzuki happened on the final night of A Block in this year's G1 Climax 30 tournament. And Suzuki's last victory over Shingo was where he won his second Never Openweight title at Summer Struggle in Jingu Stadium. Now starting off with Shingo Takagi, this is a big opportunity for him, maybe his final opportunity to reclaim the Never Openweight Championship, and history for challengers for the Never Openweight Championship at Power Struggle is not good. There is you have Minoru Suzuki looking to start his second reign as the Never Openweight Champion, and he's looking to make his first title defense, for the first title defense in 3 years, a successful one. Now history when it comes to Never Openweight Champions at Power Struggle here, it has been very good. Now here's a dangerous fact. The Never Openweight title has been defended 8 times at Power Struggle. The title's only changed hands twice. Never Openweight champions here are 5-2. Now, the last time the Never Openweight title changed hands at Power Struggle, you got to go all the way back to Power Struggle 2018 when Taichi lost the Never Openweight title to Hiroki Goto. And the last Never Openweight champion to successfully defend and retain his Never title was all the way back last year with Kenta defeating Tomohiro Ishii. So when it comes to Never Openweight champions at Power Struggle, Suzuki has the advantage when it comes to history. So coming from me in this much anticipated rematch for the Never Openweight Championship, oh, you know this one's going to be good. That meeting in the final night of A Block for the G1 Climax, Shingo beating Suzuki was a banger. Their matchup at Jingu Stadium was a banger, and I know this one's going to be an absolute banger. But coming from me, as much as I love Shingo Takagi and I wouldn't mind him being the Never Openweight Champion again, I am going to go with the King Minoru Suzuki to retain the Never Openweight Championship by any means and defeat the Dragon Shingo Takagi. And now the next matchup. It is a one-on-one first ever meeting. On one side, he is making his return to New Japan Pro Wrestling after his 3-year excursion in the UK. He is representing the new faction known as the Empire. He was known as Tomoyuki Oka back when he was a young lion in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but he is now known as the Dominator. He is the Great O-Khan. And his opponent is the Leader of Chaos, and he is the former 5-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. is Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Now, starting off with the Great O-Khan first, this is a huge matchup in his New Japan Pro Wrestling career. A chance to knock off New Japan Pro Wrestling's golden boy in Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Now, the Great O-Khan made his presence felt on the final night of A Block, helping Will Ospreay defeat Kazuchika Okada and making a huge statement in Ospreay turning heel on his former best friend and brother and starting this new crew known as the Empire. Now, we saw the Great O-Khan in a tag team matchup on the final night of the G1 against Sho and Okada, and we got to see what kind of style he'll be bringing to the table. And he had he was very impressive in my opinion with the loud Mongolian chops he had, and that Iron Claw chokeslam that he did on Okada. And this is quite possibly his biggest match since coming back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was dominant in the UK, if I've heard, during when he was in Rev Pro. I think he was a former Rev Pro British Tag Team Champion over there. So the Great O-Khan has had a great excursion in the UK. He finally came back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he's looking to get his biggest win of his career. And he's really coming in as a blocker to the leader of the kingdom, and that's Will Ospreay. There is the idea of Kazuchika Okada looking to get some revenge against the man who really cost him that matchup against Will Ospreay in the final night of A Block for the G1 Climax. But this Okada that we're seeing is not the same Okada that we have been seeing for a long time. Okada really has not used the Rainmaker since he lost the IWGP Heavyweight title, and I think he hasn't used it since February of this year. And honestly, every time Okada loses the IWGP Heavyweight title, his change in character. We all saw what happened when he lost to Kenny Omega 2 years ago at Dominion. He changed his hair to red and he was coming out with the balloons. And now we're seeing this version of Okada that's not using the Rainmaker. And Okada's starting to get, paranoid of, who can I trust? Because two of my closest friends have turned their back on me. I mean, Gato turned his back on Okada, joined Bullet Club. And now Ospreay, the man Okada brought into Chaos, brought him to New Japan Pro Wrestling, turned his back on him, and left Chaos to start this new faction. So Okada's really going to start getting paranoid of who can he trust in his own crew or his tag team partner, which I think... He had Gabriel Kidd as a tag team partner during the Road to Power struggle, and I don't know if he turned or not. But Okada is going to start getting paranoid on who can he trust. And I'll just say this. I have nothing against the Cobra Clutch submission. Sergeant Slaughter used it. Ted DiBiase used it with the $1 Million Dream. But the fact that Okada's Money Clip submission is quite possibly the worst submission hold he has ever had in his career. I mean, Red Ink, his former submission hold, is better than this Money Clip submission. And it just shows that Okada is trying to do something different, and it's really not working. And honestly, he needs to bring back the Rainmaker as soon as possible. But he's also looking to go after the man he got backstabbed and got stabbed in the back by Will Ospreay. And we know that matchup could definitely happen at Wrestle Kingdom 15, which is a 2-night event for this second consecutive year. So one of those nights we're going to have the rematch of this that A Block final between the new and improved Will Ospreay versus Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. But he has got to get past the Dominator, the Great O-Khan. So coming from me in this one-on-one first ever meeting between these two, this one's tough because, again, Okada's not using the Rainmaker. He's taking L's now, which I'm absolutely happy about because I was getting tired of him winning every match, and I'm happy he starts getting these losses here and there. But coming from me, I may go to an upset here. I am going to go with the Great O-Khan to get his first big victory of his New Japan Pro Wrestling career and defeat Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada by any means. And now the next matchup. It is for the future IWGP United States Championship briefcase. Starting off with the challenger. He is the former and the only 8-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, the former Intercontinental Champion, the former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, and he's now setting his eyes to hold the IWGP United States Championship. And if you know his music his old music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is the ace of the universe. He is Hiroshi Tanahashi. And his opponent, and Tanahashi is challenging the reigning and defending holder of the future IWGP United States Championship contract. He is representing the cutthroat era of... And if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is Kenta. Now, this is the third one-on-one meeting between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kenta. The series is tied 1-1, so whoever wins this will break the tie and hold a future IWGP United States Championship opportunity. Now, Tanahashi's last victory over Kenta was on October 6th in this year's G1 Climax 30 tournament, and Kenta's last victory over Tanahashi was on the first night of the G1 Climax tournament last year. Now, starting off with Tanahashi first is a big opportunity for him, a chance to hold a future IWGP United States Championship opportunity against the reigning two-time IWGP US Champion and the reigning AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley, as soon as he can come back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. And hopefully that will be at Wrestle Kingdom 15. But Tanahashi is looking to get a shot at this opportunity for a title that he has not held yet, and he's looking to take the briefcase away from Kenta here and now. There inside you have Kenta looking to defend his briefcase for the second time this year. He last defended this briefcase against Jeff Cobb on New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, which will be up every Friday on NewJapanWorld.com. And Kenta is looking to hold on to the match that he wants the most, and a lot of people want, including myself, and that's Kenta versus Jon Moxley for the IWGP US title. So coming from me, for the future IWGP United States Championship briefcase, I kind of feel that we're going to have two IWGP United States title matches at this year's Wrestle Kingdom, just like last year with Archer versus Moxley and then Moxley versus Juice on the second night. I have a good feeling we're going to have two U.S. title defenses at Wrestle Kingdom 15, being it's a two-night event for the second year in a row. But coming from me, I'm going to go with the leader of the Go to Sleep Club and a member of Bullet Club, Kenta, to retain his future IWGP United States Championship briefcase by any means and defeat Hiroshi Tanahashi. And now the next matchup. It is a matchup I'm extremely excited for on this card because it is for the G1 Climax briefcase and a shot at the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental Championship in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 15. Starting off with the challenger. He is representing the cutthroat era of... And he is the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, the former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and the former IWGP United States Champion. And he's looking to become the first person in history to win the G1 Climax briefcase as a challenger. He'll be accompanied by the booking god Gato, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. It's time to just breathe with this. He is King Switch himself. He is Switchblade Jay White. And Switchblade Jay White is challenging the only man in New Japan Pro Wrestling history to win the New Japan Cup, the Best of Super Juniors, and only the third man in New Japan Pro Wrestling history to win back-to-back G1s. And in my opinion, he is the future and next IWGP Heavyweight Champion, one half of the Golden Lovers, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about, and he is Kane Gaming's favorite wrestler. Switchblade-Ibushi Kota! Now this is the fourth one-on-one meeting between Switchblade Jay White and Kota Ibushi. Switchblade Jay White leads the all-time series 2-1. Now Switchblade's last victory over Kota Ibushi happened on September 23rd in this year's G1 Climax 30 tournament. Now Ibushi's last victory over Switchblade, you got to go all the way back to last year's finals of the G1 Climax tournament, where Ibushi won his first G1 Climax tournament championship. Now, starting off with Switchblade Jay White, this is a golden opportunity to get Switchblade back into the world title picture, and he's also looking to be the first person in New Japan Pro Wrestling history to win the briefcase, not winning the G1 Climax, because G1 Climax challengers are winless. They are 0-16 when challenging for the G1 Climax briefcase. So Switchblade Jay White is looking to make history and get back into the world title picture. There on your side, you have Kota Ibushi coming off a miraculous win in this year's G1 Climax 30 tournament to go back-to-back. Only two other people have won the G1 Climax tournament back-to-back, and that would be Hiroshi Tenzan and Masahiro Chono. So Ibushi is in a very rare company, and if anyone deserved to win the G1 Climax this year, it was Kota Ibushi in that classic against Sanada in the G1 Climax finals. And if you guys haven't seen that match yet, definitely go check it out. But that victory for Kota Ibushi gave him another opportunity, a chance to once again go after the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championship. And I'm just going to say this right now. I guarantee you guys that Kota Ibushi will be the next IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and he will defeat Tetsuya Naito at Wrestle Kingdom 15. I personally guarantee it to you. Put it in the bank, and when it happens, cash it. But Kota Ibushi is looking to finally beat Switchblade Jay White for the first time in over a year, and he's looking to successfully defend the G1 Climax briefcase, because G1 Climax briefcase the people who have defended the G1 Climax briefcase are perfect. They are 16-0 against their challengers. So Ibushi's looking to add one more to that undefeated list. So coming from me, for the G1 Climax briefcase and a shot at Tetsuya Naito's IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental Championship at Wrestle Kingdom 15, this one's tough because I'm a huge fan of Switchblade Jay White. I thought this was Switchblade Jay White's year in his J1 Climax, but thanks to Ishii beating Switchblade Jay White, Kota Ibushi won the block and then won the title. So again, I am disappointed Switchblade didn't win, but I'm more proud of Kota Ibushi because coming off two back-to-back losses at Wrestle Kingdom this year and then coming back to win back-to-back G1s, this is Ibushi's year. It is now or never, but I believe and I know in my heart that Ibushi will be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So coming from me, I am going to go with Golden Star Kota Ibushi to retain the G1 Climax briefcase by any means and defeat Switchblade Jay White. And now, the main event. It is for both the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Starting off with the challenger. He is representing the Darkness era of and he is looking to once again be the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental Champion. He will be accompanied by his manager, the Spoiler, Dick Togo, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. He is King of Darkness Evil because this is evil. Everything is evil. It's real. And King of Darkness Evil is challenging the 72nd and reigning and defending three-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and he is the 26th and reigning and defending and the only man in New Japan Pro Wrestling history to hold the IWGP Intercontinental title 6 times. He is the leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón, and if you know his music, you'll know who I'm talking about. Ooh, Naito! He is Tetsuya Naito. Now this is the 5th one-on-one meeting between King of Darkness Evil and Tetsuya Naito. Evil leads the series 3-1. Now Evil's last victory over Naito happened on October 11th in this year's G1 Climax 30 tournament in B block. And Naito's last victory over Evil was when Naito regained the double titles at Summer Struggle in Jingu Stadium. Now starting off with Evil first, this is an opportunity that he's been waiting for ever since losing the titles to Naito at Summer Struggle in Jingu Stadium, and a chance to reclaim the double championship and regain gold for Bullet Club. And with Dick Togo in his corner, he has the distinct advantage because Dick Togo will get involved in every Evil match, it seems like, to keep Evil relevant in Bullet Club and relevant in the title scene. But we've been seeing a lot of animosity between Evil and Jay White. We saw Evil too sweet Dick Togo, but not too sweet Kenta in a block matchup, which is really telling me that Evil's not too sweet and he's not for life, he's for himself. He's trying to elevate his own career within Bullet Club, and that ain't gonna fly. And it seems like we're going into a collision course between the two Bullet Club leaders, Jay White versus Evil. But if Evil can win this, there's a chance that Jay White will get his opportunity once again at the double championship. There's how you have Tetsuya Naito looking to start his second reign as the double champion, and he's looking to make his first title defense a successful one. Now, Naito took 3 losses in the G1 Climax this year, to Evil, to Sonata, and to Kenta. So Naito has a few challengers on the way to his road back to Wrestle Kingdom 15 as the champion, and I'm still going to say it. Even Naito right now is on borrowed time because I already know Kota Ibushi is going to be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And I know Sonata definitely could be challenging Naito on night 1 to become the Intercontinental Champion. So Naito is going to have the same experience Kota Ibushi had last year, and he's going to lose at back-to-back Wrestle Kingdoms. Back-to-back Wrestle Kingdoms, just like Ibushi did last year. So karma is definitely going to be a bitch for Tetsuya Naito. Yes, he won the double championship at last year's Wrestle Kingdom. The fans wanted it. New Japan gave it to him. But now it's Kota Ibushi's time, and Naito's days as IWGP Intercontinental and Heavyweight Champion are indeed numbered. So coming from me in this matchup for the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental Championship, man, I wouldn't mind seeing Evil win this and regain the title. So possibly we have Evil versus Jay at Wrestle Kingdom for both belts and Evil versus Ibushi. But coming from me, it has to be Naito versus Ibushi in the main event of Wrestle Kingdom 15. There can be no other. That is the main event in my opinion. So coming from me, I am going to go with Tetsuya Naito to retain both the IWGP Heavyweight and IWGP Intercontinental Championship and defeat King of Darkness Evil by any means. And those are my Power Struggle 2020 predictions. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video today. Comment below, who do you see winning this huge matchup for the double championship between King of Darkness Evil and Naito? Who do you see winning the future U.S. title shot between Tanahashi and Kenta? Who do you see winning the G1 Climax briefcase between Switchblade Jay White and the next IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kota Ibushi? Who do you see winning the Never Openweight title between Shingo and Suzuki? And who do you see winning the KOPW trophy between Zack Sabre Jr. and Toru Yano? And as always, show your support and your opinions in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course reply right back to you, because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. And I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now, before you guys go, as always, you guys can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with your friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. Of course, you guys can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button to become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and YouTube tells me that 57% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So all I gotta say is, what are you guys waiting for? If you're a fan of professional wrestling like myself and sports like myself, super kick that subscribe button and become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys later in the evening for my official Week 8 NFL predictions. Later days, guys. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe and peace.